Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today I'm here with my wife, Susan. Would you like to give a little bit background of yourself?
I'm Susan. I'm from California. Spent high school in Fiji with my family, then started college in North Carolina, finished college in Florida, and then taught in Texas for 3 years before coming to Bangkok.
So I'm a Tangkul and I'm from Manipur.
Right.
So what was you have already been with me
3 times.
3 times.
Yeah, to Manipur.
So what's your experience in Manipur?
I've always been a little bit scared of the idea of going to India because of pictures that I've seen and just what I've read about India. So we flew into Kolkata and then we flew to Imphal. And Imphal is a tiny airport. There's only 2 luggage carousels. And then from there, we have to drive. So we rented what was the name of that?
Bolero?
Yeah, really old SUV, really old. And we always stop and we get lunch in Imphal, which it's not really a restaurant and it's not really a home, but it's like both of those things put together. It's like very informal and you don't really have too many options, and then they just bring like these huge heaping plates of rice. And then driving to Ukhrul is about 4 hours. The first time it was great. I mean, it was such an adventure. We did stop around a waterfall. I remember it was dusty. So I think that we kept the windows up for most of the way. And then definitely it's quite a big climb. Your village is quite high in the mountains.
So when I first took you to Manipur with me, I was also a little bit nervous because I don't know how you will react and how you will experience. So that was kind of pressure for me. But glad that we ended up in Manipur safely.
Right.
And then now let's just talk particularly about Ukhrul and about your experience in my village.
So the first time I saw Ukhrul, I immediately thought of the Wild West, which would be California during the gold rush around the 1850s. It just seems quite undeveloped and not very comfortable in terms of maybe running a business or even living there. There's no running water. The roads are just mud and dirt. I remember seeing a lot of fresh food for sale, and I remember seeing a few restaurants, but you guys call them hotels.
Yes.
But you can't actually sleep there, you just eat there, right?
Yes. So back home for us, everything is like tea hotel, rice hotel. So
I think they don't maybe know what hotel means. I don't know. If we go to Longpi, we're gonna stay with your family. If we go to Marim, we're gonna stay with your family.
Yeah, so that's
they're not so necessary because your family is all around that area. So if you're traveling in that area, you just easily stay with them.
Right, and also like you can even stay with friends. So now let's travel to the village because I'm a village boy, right? And my parents live in the village. So whenever we go home, we make sure that we spend most of the time in the village with my families and so on. So tell us about your experience in the village.
I remember being warmly welcomed, and it was emotional to meet your family for the first time. I'm pretty sure I cried. I definitely remember crying.
You cried
when I met your family.
And you cried, and so my mother also cried, and then Sam also cried.
Really?
Yeah. So I
can't remember very well, but I was really happy to meet your family. We got engaged in November, and then we came at Christmas. So we just been engaged for a month.
All right. So yeah, it was good experience.
Yeah. So I've never obviously lived in any kind of village community. I didn't come with any ideas of what it would be. I think you had shown me a few pictures maybe of the church. So when I got there, I just saw his house was here and then the kitchen was here because they cook in the kitchen using fire. They don't want that to be in their living area. It was beautiful. It was a little bit cold because it was winter, But during the day, even in December, if you're sitting out in the sun, it's beautiful, it's perfect. And I just remember how fresh the air is. I mean, every time we go, that's what really sticks out to me, just how clean the air is. And you can see way in the distance, the mountains way in the distance. Normally, you guys eat in the morning, and then you eat around 5:30. But we are not, we need to eat in the afternoon. So they would always make food for us, especially me, to eat in the afternoon. And the food is fresh. I remember the first time, I think your mom asked me to choose a chicken from the coop behind the house. And I chose a chicken, and then obviously it has to be killed. And I just like ran away at that point. I didn't want to see that. But every time we go, they take really good care of me and make sure that I'm warm if I need a hot water bottle at night. We have lots of tea. I love drinking the tea in the village, especially when I remember one time a boy came with cow milk, fresh cow milk.
Early in the morning.
Yeah, and we had tea with that. And your dad, every time we go, your dad will go to the junction in the morning and bring back sabji and puri.
Yes.
Puri is it's like a roti, like a round bread, Indian bread. And sabji is like lentils. And you dip the puri into the sabji and eat it like this with tea. Yum. I always look forward to the food when we visit. So your mom and your sister taught me how they wear the basket on their head. So the basket is hanging back here. And they have a pretty big garden behind your kitchen.
Right.
With a lot of vegetables, and they'll just go in the garden around lunchtime and pick the vegetables and prepare them for dinner.
And also you experience carrying firewood and also washing
They wouldn't
clothes.
really, your brothers wouldn't really let me do too much of that, but I think that was for our wedding. They were preparing the firewood for cooking. And so I think there's a plot of land next to your kitchen, so I just moved it from one part to the other, but I think I had gloves. And I think I was the only one with gloves because I'm a little bit scared of splinters.
And then you experience washing the clothes?
Ooh, yeah, I don't think I was doing it right, because the way you guys do it is you wash the fabric of one piece of clothing against itself. So you take a shirt and you kind of fold it up and scrub it. Again, I don't really know how to do that. I've never really done that before.
But it's difficult, right?
Well, you're bent over, so your back is hunched, and it was really uncomfortable to sit like that.
So good that you got the experience, and I'm glad you like some of the experiences, not all.
Oh, and we also, your mom and your brother were pounding the sticky rice into flour.
Trying to make tangkul pancake.
Yeah, so you had that big pestle and just pound. So I did that just a little bit, but that takes so much upper body strength, and that really takes your energy quickly. It's hard work.
So it just tells that the Naga people are kind of very tough, right?
Yeah, very tough.
We do everything with our hand. And
look at these muscles. These are natural muscles. These are not gym muscles.
Okay, now let's talk about your impression of the Tangkul people that you experienced in Ukhrul and also in the village.
Sure. I'm used to being an outsider, living in Fiji and then living in Bangkok, but that was a total different experience because in Fiji I was with my parents and my brother, and in Bangkok there's a lot of Westerners, even though maybe at times you're the only Westerner in a certain situation, but I've never been an outsider like I've been an outsider in the village. Your mom asked you, I think after we left, why I dyed my hair. And she thought that everyone has black hair. And so she told Worchi to tell me dye it back to the natural color. So even though I'm 100% an outsider and they're not used to foreigners, I didn't feel unwelcome or I didn't feel uncomfortable. Everyone was really welcoming and kind and warm. Everyone wanted to come meet me, and I think for some people you said I was the first white person they'd ever seen.
Right. For many people.
Yeah. But again, I felt so welcome, and I remember your uncle, I think, yeah, it was the first time we went. Your uncle telling me that no one objected to our wedding. In your culture, people can object to a wedding and say that they're not in favor of it, right?
Right.
And I remember just like being so humbled by that, because I imagined if I was your mom and you were going to marry a foreigner, an American, I don't think I would be happy about that. I think I would say it would be better if you would marry a Dangkul girl from the village. So that really was humbling, and I really appreciated that, because it showed me that everyone was welcoming me and everyone was supportive of us getting married.
Right. But you also experienced like the culture, the celebration and the Christmas where all the community comes together, and then distributing the sweets together and then having a competitions.
Yeah. I remember at Christmas, I think at Christmas morning, one of your villagers dressed up like Santa, and it was a group, like a big crowd of people going from one house to the next, singing and collecting money. And your Christmas tree, you went to the jungle, somebody went to the jungle and planted a really small, not very many branches tree, and would put balloons on it, like different colored balloons.
Yeah.
When we came, we brought a lot of gifts, and every time we go we bring a lot of gifts because we've been blessed and a lot of people have given us gifts. And that, I think that's my favorite part of going, is like giving as much as we can to everybody in your family. You have a very big family. And when we go home, so I'm excited because our luggage is packed to capacity. We cannot fit an extra ounce. And so I'm excited, like when we go home, our luggage will be so empty, it'll be so easy to carry all our stuff. Your mom and the other villagers give us so much food, rice, yams, honey, like fresh honey,
meat,
dried beef, dried buffalo. What else? Vegetables, just beans.
Right.
And then Job's tears, those little white ones. They give us so much food, and the pancake,
right? The
pancake flour. That our luggage is just as heavy as it was coming, so that happens every time. And I'm like, Mom, don't fill our suitcase so full this time. We don't need all this stuff.
Right.
But every time they fill it, and the best gift that I've gotten so far was from your Aunt Kaiwan, who is your mom's oldest sister. And she gave me, I think on our first trip, she gave me her necklace, like her Dangkul necklace with the white and the red and the green stones. And that just, again, was really humbling because that's her culture and her tribe and her tradition. First time I went to your village was an adventure, and I was really excited and didn't really know what to expect. But the second and third times, after knowing the road from Imphal to Nghui, it's quite scary. So now I'm a little bit scared because it's in the mountains. So you're going up, but there's never any guardrail. Sometimes the road is not paved, and sometimes the road is even just one lane. So when you're going around this steep curve and you're high up in the mountains, I get a little bit scared and think, what if we topple over? There's nothing to protect us.
So let's wrap up.
Okay.
Before that, I'm glad that you came to Manipur, especially to Ukhrul, and then you got to see like a lot of Dangkul places and also experience with the people. Okay, anyway, thank you for...
Are you gonna shake my hand?
Yeah, we started with the fist bump. Okay, no, not to say.
He's too scared to kiss on the camera.
You can kiss me here. So Susan, thank you for joining me. And also thank you guys for joining us. I hope you enjoyed our conversation.
So please consider subscribing to our channel and tap the notification bell to get alerts when we post a new video.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Give me chocolate.
Ouch.
Give me. Took too long to set up for this. Okay,
Right.
babe, do it again.
Hello everyone, welcome back to this
Movie? Show?
hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel once again. And this so you